When people talk about superfoods from the sea, most think of salmon or tuna, but few realize that there's a small, inexpensive fish packed with more nutrition than you'd expect: the sardine. Rich in omega-3s, calcium, protein, and vitamin D, just one small can help keep your heart strong, your mind sharp, and your bones solid. The problem is, most people eat sardines the wrong way, losing nearly all those precious nutrients without even knowing it. From overcooking to removing the bones or choosing the wrong type of fish, these small mistakes can reduce the heart and bone benefits that older adults need most. So stay until the end of this video. In just a few minutes, you'll discover the 7 most serious mistakes people make when eating sardines, and how to turn this tiny fish into a natural medicine for anyone over 60. Mistake 1. Cooking sardines at high heat or for too long, destroying nutrients out of habit. Many people open a can of sardines and immediately cook them again. Some fry them, some sauté, and others even boil them to remove the smell. They believe it makes the fish cleaner and safer to eat. In reality, they're turning a superfood into a nutrient-poor meal. What most people don't realize is that canned sardines are already fully cooked before they reach you. During production, the fish are cleaned and steamed or pressure cooked to kill bacteria while preserving nutrients. That means when you open the can, it's ready to eat, like a meal that's already perfectly prepared. Reheating at high temperatures quickly destroys omega-3 fatty acids, the very soul of sardines. According to a study from the University of Georgia, heating oily fish above 150 degrees Celsius can destroy up to 70% of its omega-3s. And these are the nutrients that help older adults reduce inflammation, stabilize blood pressure, improve memory, and support heart health. Not only that, but B vitamins, especially B12 and niacin, are also heat sensitive. They break down quickly with prolonged exposure to heat, even though B12 is the fuel that keeps nerve cells active and helps fight fatigue. If you've ever felt tired even after eating sardines, your cooking method may be the reason. The right approach isn't to cook it more, but to warm it gently. If you want to mix sardines into pasta or rice, add them at the very end. Just 1 or 2 minutes of light stirring is enough. Want them warm but nutrient-rich? Place the unopened can in a bowl of hot water for 3 to 5 minutes. The fish will heat evenly without losing its goodness. Or if you like them crisp, bake briefly at low heat, no more than 180 degrees Celsius for 2 minutes. The golden rule: sardines don't need cooking, they just need flavor. Keeping them whole helps you absorb all the omega-3s, calcium, and vitamin D, the 3 pillars of health after 60. Remember, if your sardines are smoking in the pan, you're burning away their most valuable nutrients. A gentle touch and a bit of care. That's how you turn a simple can of sardines into natural medicine for your heart and brain. Mistake 2. Removing the soft bones. Throwing away nature's best source of calcium. If you've ever opened a can of sardines and carefully picked out the tiny bones, worried they might be hard, sharp, or hard to digest, you've just thrown away one of the purest natural sources of calcium on Earth. Unlike larger fish bones, sardine bones are completely softened during pressure cooking. You can chew them easily, and they dissolve in your mouth. That's why people in Japan and the Mediterranean, regions known for longevity, always eat sardines whole to get full benefits. A single serving of sardines with bones, about 90 grams, provides over 350 milligrams of calcium, about 1/3 of an older adult's daily requirement. That's even more calcium than a glass of milk. And even better, calcium from sardine bones is more easily absorbed than calcium from supplements because it comes naturally paired with vitamin D and phosphorus, 2 nutrients that help your body lock calcium into bones. After 60, bone density starts to drop quickly, and new bone cells aren't produced as fast. Many people even shrink 1 or 2 centimeters each year without realizing it. That's not just age, it's chronic calcium and vitamin D deficiency. If you're taking calcium pills but still have weak bones, look at your diet. You might be skipping one of the easiest calcium sources, small fish bones. Sardine bones also contain collagen and trace minerals like zinc, magnesium, and manganese, all crucial for strong bones, joints, and muscles. Eating the bones doesn't feel rough or crunchy as many imagine. They're soft, fine, and almost melt into the flesh. Another common myth is that boneless sardines taste better. In truth, filleted sardines are often dry, bland, and easily fall apart. You even pay more for a product with fewer nutrients, like buying a car without an engine. So always choose sardines that are whole, with bones intact. You'll enjoy better flavor while keeping your bones stronger, reducing fracture risk, and maintaining posture and mobility well into your 70s and 80s. If you've ever thought removing bones makes it easier to eat, it's time to rethink. Just 1 can of sardines with bones a day, the calcium of half a glass of milk but easier to digest, may be the secret to staying tall, strong, and well-rested as you age. Take a moment to think about your habits. Do you usually reheat sardines to make them smell better or remove the bones because you're afraid of choking? If you've done either of those, comment, "That's me." But if you already eat them whole and warm them gently, hit like. Let's see how many people are eating the right way. Mistake 3. Choosing sardines in water instead of olive oil, thinking it's lighter but losing the nutrients. When standing in front of the supermarket shelf, many older adults tend to pick sardines in water, believing that less oil means fewer calories, less fat, and better heart health. That sounds reasonable, but it's completely wrong from a nutrition standpoint. In fact, it's the healthy fat that makes sardines a natural medicine for the heart and brain. Sardines are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, the powerful fats that reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and protect nerve cells. But omega-3s are fat-soluble, meaning your body can only absorb them properly when they're eaten with fat. When sardines are packed in water or brine, the fish's natural oils aren't protected. Over time, most of the omega-3s oxidize or leak into the liquid, making the fish lose flavor and nutrients. The result? You think you're eating something healthy, but you're really getting just a fraction of the original nutrition. On the other hand, sardines packed in extra virgin olive oil are preserved in a natural protective layer. Olive oil not only prevents oxidation, but also helps keep the omega-3s, vitamins D and E, intact. Plus, olive oil itself is a heart-healthy superfood. It lowers bad cholesterol, supports blood pressure, and fights inflammation. A study from the University of Barcelona found that older adults who ate oily fish packed in olive oil at least twice a week had a 31% lower risk of heart disease compared to those who ate fish packed in water or fried fish. Olive oil isn't just a carrier, it's part of a perfect partnership between nature and your body. Still, many people worry that eating oil makes you gain weight. The truth is, olive oil is completely different from unhealthy fats in red meat or fried food. It helps regulate blood sugar, increases fullness, and reduces belly fat. So the calories in sardines packed in olive oil are good calories, the kind that help you live longer, not slower. When it comes to taste, the difference is huge. Sardines in olive oil are tender, mild, and pleasantly rich, unlike the dry, metallic taste of those in water. In fact, they get even better with time, as the fish and oil blend together to create a deep, savory flavor. If you truly want to get the most from your sardines, remember this simple rule. Choose oil, not water. A few extra calories in exchange for a healthy heart, sharper memory, and clearer mind. That's a great deal for anyone over 60. Mistake 4. Rinsing sardines underwater, a habit that washes away nutrition. Many people open a can of sardines, see the oil or brine, and immediately rinse them to remove the salt or smell. It sounds harmless, but it's actually one of the worst mistakes that can strip away half of the fish's nutrition. Why? Because the liquid inside the can isn't just packing juice, it's where the nutrients collect. During storage, omega-3s, fat-soluble vitamins like D and E, and minerals such as selenium and zinc gradually seep from the fish into the surrounding oil or water. When you rinse it off, you're literally washing those nutrients down the drain. Rinsing also removes the sardine's natural aroma, breaks down its texture, and washes away its natural oils. The result? A dry, bland piece of fish with little nutrition left, something you eat just for the sake of eating. And about salt, rinsing barely reduces sodium because the salt is already absorbed deep into the fish. The smarter choice is to buy low-sodium or no-salt-added sardines from the start. If you dislike the smell, don't rinse. Use the oil in creative ways instead. Mix it with lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, or crushed tomatoes. The acidity cuts the fishy smell and helps digestion. Use the oil to sauté vegetables, garlic or onions, or turn it into a salad or pasta dressing. Drizzle a bit of sardine oil on whole grain bread with a slice of lemon. You'll be surprised by the fresh and pleasant taste. Interestingly, many European chefs treat sardine oil like liquid gold. Just a few teaspoons can provide over 300 milligrams of omega-3, about the same as a premium supplement capsule. Rinsing sardines is like throwing away the broth after hours of simmering. You're discarding the best part. Instead of fearing the smell, learn to turn that oil into an advantage, saving money, keeping nutrients, and eating smarter. Many people still think rinsing makes it cleaner, while others already use the oil to make salads, stir-fry veggies, or create flavorful sauces. What about you? If you've ever rinsed sardines before eating, comment 1 to see how many others have done the same. But if you've learned to keep that precious oil, hit like, because you're doing it right, making sure your body absorbs every drop of omega-3 and vitamin D it needs. Choosing the wrong type of sardine or handling it incorrectly might seem small, but for people over 60, when absorption slows, digestion weakens, and the heart grows more sensitive, every spoon of oil and every minute of heat can make a real difference. Your body doesn't need a lot of food, just the right food, eaten the right way. A can of sardines in olive oil, enjoyed properly, can be more beneficial than 3 fish oil pills a day. Still, many people make more mistakes, like leaving opened cans in the fridge for a week or assuming all sardines are the same. And those are the next nutrition traps we'll uncover in the next part. Mistake 5. Keeping an opened can of sardines in the fridge too long, trying to save money but harming your health. This is one of the most common mistakes older adults make. You open a can of sardines, eat half, then put the rest in the fridge thinking, "I'll finish it tomorrow so it won't go to waste." It sounds reasonable, but the truth is that the moment the can is opened, oxidation begins, and what's left inside starts to degrade hour by hour. Sardines are rich in omega-3, one of the most delicate fats when exposed to air. Once it comes into contact with oxygen, omega-3 quickly breaks down into peroxides and aldehydes, compounds that not only destroy nutrients, but can also cause inflammation and affect digestion and heart health if they build up over time. In other words, after just 1 or 2 days of improper storage, your healthy leftover meal may no longer be a healthy food at all. A study in the Journal of Food Science showed that oily fish like sardines or mackerel, when exposed to oxygen after opening, lose up to 35% of their omega-3 content within 48 hours, and their taste changes noticeably. Vitamin D and B12, both vital for bones and the nervous system, also decline rapidly when exposed to air and light inside the refrigerator. Many people cover the can and store it as is, not realizing this is something you should never do. When the metal inside the can comes into contact with air and moisture, oxidation occurs, and tin or iron particles can leach into the food. That's why after a few days, sardines often develop a metallic or slightly sour taste, clear signs of spoilage. The right way to store them is simple, but often ignored. As soon as you open the can, if you don't finish it, transfer the rest to a glass jar or ceramic container with a tight lid. These materials are neutral and won't react with oil or salt, protecting the fish from oxygen. Then, keep it in the fridge at 3 to 5 degrees Celsius, 37 to 41 degrees Fahrenheit, and eat it within 48 to 72 hours. Don't try to stretch it longer, even if it still smells fine. The scent may not change, but omega-3, vitamin D, and amino acids will have already declined significantly. Storage time also depends on the type of sardine. Packed in water or brine, up to 24 hours only. Packed in olive oil, up to 2 to 3 days. Packed in tomato or mustard sauce, 3 to 4 days if sealed tightly. But one rule applies to all. After 1 week, never eat it again. By that time, bacteria may have started growing even if you don't notice an odor. For older adults, with weaker immune systems and more sensitive digestion, even a small amount of contaminated food can cause stomach upset, nausea, or intestinal infection. Another important point: don't try to freeze opened sardines. Freezing may extend shelf life, but it breaks down the cell structure, making the fish mushy and tasteless. When thawed, the water released carries away many oil-soluble nutrients, leaving you with a piece of fish pulp. Change your mindset. It's not about saving for later, but eating the right amount your body needs. Sardines aren't expensive, but their nutritional value only matters when eaten fresh after opening. If you only eat half a can, portion the rest into a small bowl, store it properly, and label the date so you don't forget. And most importantly, don't regret throwing away a can that's past its safe date, because what you're holding on to is no longer nutrition, but risk. A smarter way is to buy smaller cans, 70 to 90 grams, just enough for one meal. That way, you can finish it all without worrying about storage. For older adults, safety and convenience are often worth more than saving a few extra coins. A small mistake that seems harmless can actually cost your health. Every can of sardines is a living nutrient source, but if left open for days, it quickly turns into unsafe food. So treat sardines as fresh food, not dry goods. Open what you'll eat, store it properly, and let your body absorb every bit of goodness nature packed into those tiny fish. Mistake 6. Thinking all sardines are the same, ignoring the differences in quality, flavor, and nutrition. If you've ever eaten a can of sardines and thought, this tastes fishy, dry, and not good at all, chances are you picked the wrong kind. Not that sardines are bad. It's like trying one cheap cup of coffee and saying, coffee is awful. Many people miss out on one of the most nutritious and flavorful fish in the world simply because they chose poorly. The truth is, not all sardines are created equal. The difference between types can be so great that if you tasted them blindfolded, you'd think they were completely different species. The flavor, richness, texture, and even omega-3 levels depend on where they come from, when they're caught, how they're processed, and what oil they're packed in. First, the fishing region makes a big difference. Sardines from cold waters like Norway, Portugal, or Canada tend to have firm flesh, a clean flavor, and higher omega-3 levels. Sardines from warmer waters like the Mediterranean or the Pacific are fattier and softer, but also have a stronger aroma. If you're new to sardines or sensitive to smell, start with those from cold waters, especially those labeled wild caught. These fish feed on natural plankton, have a milder flavor, and are richer in nutrients than farmed ones. Next comes the season of harvest. Sardines caught in early spring have lower fat content, making them lighter and easier to eat. Those caught in late summer or fall are fattier, meaning richer in omega-3s, though their smell is stronger. Older adults can alternate between the two types to balance taste and nutrition throughout the year. The third key factor is the oil or sauce used for packing. Many people think all oils are the same, but the quality of the oil determines up to 50% of the flavor and how well nutrients are preserved. Sardines in extra virgin olive oil, light, smooth flavor that helps preserve omega-3s and vitamin D. Best for heart health. Sardines in sunflower or soybean oil. Cheaper but more prone to oxidation, which destroys omega-3s. Sardines in tomato, mustard, or chili sauce. Tasty and beginner-friendly, but the acidity softens the fish and shortens shelf life. Another overlooked detail, how the fish is processed before canning. Some sardines are pressure steamed, which keeps the meat firm and odor-free. Others, especially cheaper brands, are briefly fried or overcooked, making the fish dry and giving it a strong smell. That's why 2 cans labeled sardines 100 grams can taste completely different. One sweet and mild, the other unpleasant and metallic. This isn't just about flavor, it's also about nutrition. High-quality sardines can contain 20 to 40% more omega-3s and higher calcium and vitamin D levels because they're gently processed and packed with the bones intact. Lower quality or mass-produced versions often lose over half their omega-3s, and their bones may be crushed or removed, cutting down on nutrients. For example, 100 grams of Portuguese sardines in olive oil contain about 1,600 milligrams of omega-3. 100 grams of mass-produced sardines in water may contain only about 800 milligrams. That difference is like taking 1 fish oil capsule instead of 2. So, if you've been disappointed after trying sardines, don't rush to say, "I just don't like them." You probably just haven't found the right kind yet. Think of choosing sardines as a small adventure. Try different brands, sources, and pack styles. You'll be surprised to find that a good sardine can be delicate, tender, and flavorful, almost like a mini salmon. Brands from Norway, Portugal, Spain, or Japan are often highly rated because they strictly control processing, use pure oil, and clean the fish carefully. Meanwhile, generic or cheap supermarket brands often use low-quality oil or fish that's been frozen for months. Simple tips for older adults. Look for labels that say wild caught, in olive oil, and BPA-free can. Choose cans with long expiration dates and no dents, rust, or swelling. If it's your first time, try a small 90-gram can packed in olive oil and add a few drops of lemon. You'll taste what real high-quality sardines are like. Just like wine or coffee, every type of sardine tells its own ocean story. Once you find the one that fits your taste, it won't just be a meal. It'll be a source of nutrition for your heart, bones, and brain. Many people still think sardines are all the same, but simply choosing the right type can completely change both flavor and health benefits. What about you? If you've tried several kinds and noticed the difference, comment one below. But if you've only eaten one type and thought they're all the same, hit like, because after this video, you might just find the best sardine of your life. Sardines are one of the most humble yet valuable foods on Earth. Small differences in how you choose them can lead to big changes in your health. So don't stop after one bad experience. Try again with the right source, the right oil, and the right kind. And you'll understand why nutrition experts call sardines the forgotten superfood for people over 60. Mistake 7. Eating sardines. Only one way. Sardines are one of the simplest, most convenient superfoods. Open the can and they're ready to eat. But that same convenience often turns into a trap. Many older adults stop at one habit: eating sardines straight from the can. It's quick and easy, but doing it the same way every time limits flavor and reduces how well your body absorbs their nutrients. After 60, the body naturally absorbs nutrients less efficiently. That's why how you eat sardines matters as much as eating them at all. Omega-3, the heart of sardines, is a fat-soluble nutrient. To be fully absorbed, it needs to travel with other healthy fats. If you eat sardines alone, or with plain rice or bread, your body only captures part of those precious omega-3s. But when you pair sardines with good fats like olive oil, avocado, nuts, or yogurt, absorption can almost double. The same logic applies to minerals. Iron and zinc are better absorbed in the presence of vitamin C. Just adding lemon, tomato, or a few slices of red bell pepper can help your body use these minerals more effectively. A small change that makes a big difference for older adults who often feel tired or weak. Calcium, one of sardines' biggest strengths, also needs help to reach your bones. It pairs best with vitamin K, which comes from leafy greens like spinach, kale, or parsley. So instead of eating sardines alone, try mixing them into a green salad with olive oil and lemon juice. It's refreshing, light, and activates the full nutritional power of the fish. Eating sardines in new ways also helps digestion and appetite. The same plain taste day after day can feel dull and eventually make you give up. But when you combine sardines with other foods, you add variety and enjoyment, essential for turning healthy eating into a lasting habit. Here are a few easy, no-stress ideas. Whole grain toast. Mash sardines with a bit of Greek yogurt, lemon juice, and black pepper. Spread it on toast for a creamy, satisfying breakfast that keeps you full until lunch. Minus Mediterranean salad. Mix sardines with chopped tomatoes, cucumber, olives, onions, herbs, and olive oil. Every bite delivers good fats, antioxidants, and freshness. Dash brown rice or pasta. Add sardines only after turning off the heat to preserve omega-3s. A touch of lemon or tomato gives balance. Omelette or scrambled eggs. Stir sardines into beaten eggs before cooking. It's an easy way to get protein, calcium, and omega-3s all in one meal. The key is not complicated recipes, but smart combinations. Every food pairing opens new absorption doors for your body. Studies show that how you combine foods affects nutrient uptake more than the food itself. For instance, sardines with white bread raise blood sugar quickly, forcing your body to prioritize digesting carbs over absorbing omega-3. But pairing sardines with whole grains or greens slows digestion, allowing nutrients to do their work. Another common mistake is trying to hide the natural flavor with heavy sauces or cheese. Creamy dressings may mask the smell, but they also add saturated fat and reduce digestibility. If you want to soften the fishy note, use lemon, vinegar, or herbs. They brighten the flavor and help your stomach process food more easily. Exploring different ways to enjoy sardines also helps you maintain consistency. Once you stop eating them just for omega-3 and start eating them because they taste good, you'll stay motivated. Over time, this simple shift supports heart rhythm, joint flexibility, mental sharpness, and even better sleep. In Japan, a culture famous for longevity, there's a saying, "If you want to live long, eat small fish every day." But they never eat them the same way, grilled, in soups, with rice, or in salads. That variety keeps the diet interesting and sustainable. The biggest mistake isn't eating the wrong sardine, it's eating too simply. Sardines are nature's small but mighty gift. With a bit of creativity, you can turn them into meals that are both enjoyable and deeply nourishing. So don't think of sardines as something you eat just to fill up. Think of them as part of a strategy, one that keeps your heart strong, your mind alert, and your bones solid at any age. Conclusion: small fish, big power for healthy aging. Now you know the truth. The problem isn't sardines. It's how we choose, eat, and store them. A small can of sardines can be one of the most powerful foods for heart, brain, and bone health after 60. The secret is simple. Don't overcook them, don't rinse away their oils, and never throw out the soft bones. That's where omega-3, calcium, and vitamin D live. 3 rules to remember. 1. Choose wisely. Whole sardines in extra virgin olive oil, bones intact. 2. Store safely. Once opened, finish within 2 to 3 days. Keep leftovers in a glass container. 3. Eat smart. Pair with greens, avocado, lemon, or whole grains for maximum benefit. Just 1 can of sardines can deliver as much omega-3 as 3 fish oil capsules, plus calcium, iron, protein, and vitamin B12 in one affordable meal. Studies show that older adults who eat oily fish 2 to 3 times a week have stronger bones, better memory, and a 30% lower risk of heart disease. Healthy aging doesn't need to be complicated. Sometimes it's the simplest food that holds the deepest power. Eat mindfully, combine smartly, and let nature's small fish do big things for your life.